Well, hey again, everybody. Um, just to update everyone, we've finished the fairing for the most part. All the major fairing is now done, and we're going to go ahead and well, what we have done is vacuum off and wipe down the hull to get all the sawdust off, because as I've been promising, we are going to go ahead and start clothing, putting the Zinol polyester cloth on the hull. And this is what it looks like out of the tube. So it looks just like fabric. I mean, it's not near as itchy or I think as cantankerous as fiberglass would be. It actually reminds me a lot of just some woven piece of cloth that actually feels like cloth, not fiberglass. So I'm actually pretty excited to put it on. I'm going to put on some right now to train it to the hull, so it starts to kind of like lay like it would as we're getting ready to actually apply the epoxy and fill the weave. So that's kind of what's going to happen right now. I know it's been a little while, so I'm glad that everybody's been patient with me. So that's where we're at now, and I'm going to go ahead and put some on here so it can start to train and lay to the hull. I'm not going to actually fill the weave tonight, but I figured I would at least get the cloth on there. So that's where we're at right now. Alright, well, we have started, or I've started to lay the cloth, and I have to call in my lovely wife to assist me. Because I need to snug it up some more. But as you can see, and here comes the dog, I have the cloth put up on this little stanchion that I built with my ladder and my step stool so I can keep it out of the dirt. But that's her right there. That's the Zinol polyester cloth that I was telling you guys about, and I'm training it to this side. So once again, I had to have my lovely wife come out here to help me, because I'm going to snug it up on the bow a bit. It's a little much hanging off the edge here for my taste. So and I'll show you guys what I mean. That would be this right here. All of that I'm going to try to drag back a little bit so we can make the maximum usage out of this cloth, because it was not cheap. So, but that's what she looks like right now. So I'm going to do this and then I'll get back to you. Well, we got the other side of the bow as well now. The entire other side of the boat. So that's all been clothed, and it is training, which means it is learning the curves. The fabric is learning the curves of the boat. So when I go to epoxy it, I don't have to constantly be fighting it to stay in place. It'll naturally want to stay in place. So that's what we're doing. I mean, right back here. Even cut the fuel boxes, the seam along the outer hull, to where, like I said, it'll just naturally want to lay there. For the middle of the boat, I'm going to wait until I get both sides filled. In other words, filling the weave in with epoxy and getting these set before I put the third piece on that's going to cover the rest of the outer hull. So that's where we're at now, and I'm actually going to leave a little bit of a gap right here. So when I epoxy, I will bring my knife and the epoxy all the way up to about right there, leaving about 2 inches or so that will not be filled. Now, the reason that's the case is because when I put the other stuff on, when I put the cloth in the middle, and I go to train that and then eventually fill that with epoxy and connect it to this cloth, I want to have both this cloth and the new cloth on the middle to be wetted at the same time. That way it'll ensure a good bond. So that's what I'm going to do. That seems to be the way I'm going to go. But as you can see, we are one step closer. So that's all I have for now, and I will see you guys when we start filling the weave.